There we are. Much better. Let me see here. Hello everyone. There we are. Oh yes. I will be back momentarily. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Hello there, Bethany. Hello, Tigger. Let me see what I've got. Hey, Core Jesus Kid. How are you? Hey, Jester. Hello, Spitfire. Oh, thank you, Miranda. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Palm. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Lulu. Hey, Julie. Hey, Sweets. How are you, darling? Hey, Cece. Hey, Marine's daughter. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Martha. Hey, Tammy Weber. Hey, XJ. Come on in. Hey, Boss Man. Hey, Kingfisher. How are you? Woo, it is hot in this room. Oh my goodness. Let's start tapping the screen. Hey, Jim Rocks. How are you? Hey, Rotting Savior. Hello, Melanie. Tonight is Paranormal Wednesday. Who is ready? Hello, Peggy. How are you? Hello, Lazy Izzy's mom. How are you? Hey, Donna. Hello, Richard. Lance, movie buff and TV lover. How are you? Zoe Ann. Hello, darling. Christine. Hello. Danis. Magic Moon. Hello, darling. Thank you. But I fear that I'm going to have to put my hair back because it is so hot in this place. We'll start at 8:20, just to give everybody time to get in. Hello, Ohio girl. How are you, darling? Hello, Savage Trucker. Welcome to Twisted Tales Live. Please share this on your FYP. Please share it, share it, share it. Tap that screen so we can get these likes up. Hello in YouTube land. Hey, Mary. How are you? This crown is being very, very difficult, and I don't know why. Hi, Shauna. Hey, Spitfire. Hey, Tracy. Jesto. Legend of the 80s. Hello over there. How is everyone doing tonight? Four minutes. Let me see. This is supposed to open somehow. Not sure how exactly. Like that, I think? Yes, like that. Hello, hello. Hello, Just. Thank you for the beautiful twisted trinkets. Hello, Cece. How are you? Welcome in. Tonight, I am going to be telling the story of the Bob Mackie music store, I believe. That's what it is. I know it's Bob Mackie. We'll get into it. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Sherry Vickers. Hello, Maddie, and welcome. Maddie, do you like scary stories? Hello, Lulu. Hey, Kimmy. If you think that this is just a story about a bar, just wait. How is the music, everyone? Start sharing this live with friends, family, social media platforms, anyone you can think of. In the world. Too many veils. Almost. in the heck is it? There it is. Oh my goodness. Who is ready for the story of Bob Mackey's music store? Hello there. Oh, I'm so glad, Sherry. It is so hot and so sticky in here, but I'm trying to make it work. Maybe that will help. Welcome, Night Rose, to the Night Realm. I am the Night Queen, and this is where stories are told. Tonight is Paranormal Wednesday, and tonight we are going to visit one of the most haunted locations in the US, Bob Mackey's music store. A music store, Bryn? Really? That's all you got? Why, yes, it is. Just wait. Don't let the title fool you. But first, let's get ready for story time, shall we? Lower your lights. Light a candle to create ambiance. Lock your doors. Pull your curtains nice and tight to avoid the chills. Wrap yourself in your warmest blanket to protect yourself from the goosebumps that are about to rise on your skin. And let's begin. Paranormal Wednesday. Chapter 1. A honky-tonk built on blood. There's a saying in Wilder, Kentucky. Don't go looking for the devil, or you just might find him dancing in a honky-tonk. Bob Mackey's music world sits on the edge of town like a bad memory that refuses to fade. It's a country music bar now, actually. Neon lights flickering, jukebox playing George Jones and Hank Sr. But the foundation is older, sicker even. How? Well, beneath the floorboards, under the stage and pool tables, lies a history that predates the music. Have you ever heard of Bob Mackey's Music World? It is a history that is soaked in blood, in whispers, in shadows. Let me show you a picture so you can get the idea. To be honest with you, there's really not that much to it. And when you see it, you're going to say, that is haunted? Oh yes. This is Bob Mackey's Music World. Not much to it, is it? But just wait. Have you heard of it before? Miranda, you've been there. Did you experience anything there? Tell us. Let me see if I can find... Oh. Well, this looks spooky. That looks quite terrifying. I'll show more as the story goes on. The land was cursed long before the first guitar string was ever hit. Long before Bob Mackey bought it in 1971. You see, they say that it started with a slaughterhouse in the 1850s. The place was drenched in animal blood, thick with the smell of iron and death, permeated every wall, every floorboard. But it wasn't just livestock. The rumor went that satanic occultists used the drainage well in the basement to perform ritual sacrifices. Unspeakable things done there. They call it the well to hell. Locals would later call it Hell's Gate, the gate to damnation. It's still there, but the well is covered now, but it's still breathing. In the late 1800s, the slaughterhouse was abandoned. Not because it wasn't profitable, because it was, but because something happened there. Something that the townsfolk only whisper about. Disappearances, screams in the night, children missing. A boy, they said, went down in the drainage tunnel on a dare. And what a shock. He didn't come back up. He never came back. A year later, the slaughterhouse was demolished. What rose in its place would be a series of ill-fated establishments. Gambling dens, mob fronts, speakeasies. Every one of the establishments was cursed. Every one of them marked by violence. Many people were unalived there. Every one of them cursed. Every one of them not a good place to be. The kind that sticks to the walls long after the blood dries. But it really all began to come together when a woman was unalived. A young woman by the name of Pearl Bryan in 1896 that stained the soil for good. You see, Pearl was 22 with child from a respected family in Greencastle, Indiana. Her boyfriend, who was a medical student named Scott Jackson, lured her into Cincinnati under the promise of helping her take care of things. This isn't where we want to be right now, Pearl. We need to figure out what our lives are going to be before, well, we have a family. Instead, Pearl never made it to Cincinnati. She ended up in Wilder. Her decapitated body was found just a few miles from where the bar now stands. And they never found her head. During the trial, one of the suspects who was under pressure claimed that she had been used in a ritual. He claimed that her head had been used and cast into the All Slaughterhouse's well. That was the moment that many locals say the land went from cursed to possessed. Locals who lived nearby told their children, "Stay away from there. Don't go near there. That place is bad. That place is evil. It's the gateway to hell, I tell you." If you go by there on a dark, stormy night, you're going to see smoke coming up out of that ground. Do you want to go to the devil, boy? Even horses would buck their riders off as they neared the place where the slaughterhouse had once been. Dogs refused to cross the property. Strange lights, disembodied voices, whispers that followed you home, and shadows, lots and lots of shadows. And then, in 1971, Bob Mackie purchased this place. It had a rotting shell of a nightclub that had been built there over the slaughterhouse. They called it the Hard Rock Cafe. No relation to the chain. Locals told Bob Mackie, "You're an idiot if you buy that land. What's wrong with it?" "You'll find out if you purchase it, Mr. Mackie." But Bobby wasn't a superstitious man. Not at all. He wanted a stage, a bar, a place for music and dancing. He didn't believe in curses. He didn't believe in ghosts. He didn't believe in hell. He didn't believe in possession. At least, not then. Not until his wife, Janet, was nearly pushed down the stairs by something that she couldn't see. "Did you push me?" "No, honey, I wouldn't do that." "Well, something pushed me and almost knocked me down the stairs. I could have..." "Well, do you think what those locals say about this place is true, honey? Do you think it's haunted?" "No, honey, there's no such thing as all that. They're just saying that because they knew that I was going to get this property and they didn't want another bar up on it. Most of the people that are talking about it are church people." And then he hired his employees. And one by one, after just a few nights or even a week or two of work, they left. Bobby asked them, why did you abandon the post? You were supposed to close this up the other night." "Sir, I'm not staying where I hear voices." "Voices? What kind of voices? Like people out behind the building?" "No, sir. No. I was in there and I was cleaning up the bar, and I looked in the mirror behind me and I saw a woman. I know who she is." "Well, go on and go then. There's nothing wrong with this place." Not until a man named Carl Lawson began claiming he'd been possessed in the basement of the music store did Bob really begin to believe that something was indeed wrong and haunting his establishment. But that's a tale for another chapter. This is just the beginning. This is where the evil in that place first took root, and it's still waiting. It's coiled in the dirt beneath Bob Mackey's music world like a rattlesnake, dreaming of the next footstep that will come along so they can lash out at it and destroy it. Would you dare to enter Bob Mackey's music store? Because this isn't just a ghost. No, this is a place where the walls hum with the screams of the damned. And this, my friends, my night dwellers, is only chapter 1. Let me get a sip of water because this is going to be a lot of reading. Chapter 2, The Possession of Carl Lawson. Carl Lawson wasn't the type of man that you'd expect to become the epicenter of a haunting such as this. Carl was quiet, soft-spoken, the kind of guy who swept floors, fixed light fixtures, a good handyman, and kept to himself for the most part. He didn't like to rattle anyone's cage. He was peaceful, a good man. He started working at Bob Mackey's not long after the bar had opened. Bob asked him about hire. Do you believe in stuff? No, sir. You don't believe in, well, things that go bump in the night? Oh, no, sir. No. You're hired. He was just another handyman in an old building full of creaks and groans. But it wasn't the building that was settling. It was something far older and far hungrier. Carl was allowed to live in a small apartment upstairs since he did most of the maintenance and the orders. It was directly above the infamous basement. And let me tell you that that basement was dark, damp, and crawling with old bones. It was the same area where the slaughterhouse once drained its blood. And it was there that Carl would later say that they began to speak to him at night. In the shadows. At first, it was just whispers. Low. Hissing. Unclear. He thought it was the pipes. But one night, as he was laying in his bed, the voices started. He sat up and listened. It had to be the pipes. It just had to be. So he went in his little kitchen. He ran the water. But the voices were still there. He turned the water off. But the voices were still there. He couldn't understand what they were saying. He listened. He craned his ear closer. It sounded like a bunch of jibber-jabber to him. And then came the shadows, darting just outside of his peripheral vision, a pressure that bore down on him in the dark. The next thing was a foul, sour stench that clung to him after he came upstairs. Some of the people in the music world began to whisper. Workers, does Carl not take a bath anymore? He stinks. Maybe someone should talk to him and tell him he needs to take a shower. He heard the words. He heard the whispers. And then doors began to open on themselves in Carl's apartment. Lights flickering in strange patterns on his walls. And then he woke up one night and screamed. He felt as if someone had stabbed him in the back. He got out of the bed, ran to the bathroom, lifted his shirt and looked in the mirror. There were 3 long gouges across his back. Just the first set. There were more to come. And they were always in groups of 3. Bleeding deep. Carl thought that he was going insane. He tried to just brush it off. Maybe he scratched his back on a nail on a wall. He told himself he was tired, overworked, that it was just the building, that's all it was. That it was just his imagination. Until the night that he woke up. And this time, he understood the whispers. Come down to the basement, Carl. We want to meet you, Carl. We've chosen you, Carl. You're the one, Carl. Come downstairs. Come downstairs. Come downstairs, Carl. Carl got out of his bed, feeling compelled to go to the basement. He opened the door that led down the stairs. The dark, dank, foul basement. Come closer, Carl. Come to the well. Carl went to the well. He stood, and all he saw was darkness. According to friends, it was after this incident that Carl began acting erratically. He'd grow violent without warning, speaking in almost another language, muttering about the well and her head. He began carving crosses into the walls of his apartment. Bobby went to check on him one night. He was worried. He knocked on the door and it opened on its own. Carl normally kept it locked. When he went in, Carl was laying on the bed. His eyes were wide open, and he had a Bible on top of his chest. Bob saw the crosses marked into the walls. Carl, you know you're going to have to fix this, right? Are you okay, buddy? Carl did not say a word. I wish I could tell you that it got better, but unfortunately, it got worse. Carl would black out for hours, and then he would wake up downstairs in the basement by the well, on the concrete floor, beside the well. He didn't know how he got there. Once, Bobby Mackey found him curled up in a fetal position at the base of the stairs. His eyes were rolled back, and he was whispering a lullaby in a female voice. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna sing you a lullaby. The bar staff absolutely refused to go near the basement after dark. Since this had happened with Carl, they were experiencing things that were just beyond explanation. One bartender had just been hired there. She quit. She was there and she was closing up. Carl was supposed to be upstairs. He was not upstairs. He was standing at the bottom of the stairs, staring at the girl. The creepy part? His eyes were rolled back in his head, showing only the whites. He just stood there. The bartender didn't know what to say. But then Carl said something. She's down there. The whites of his eyes only showing, concealed in half shadow. Can you imagine how terrifying that must have been? She's downstairs waiting. Do you want to come with me? Carl's family knew that something was wrong with him. There was no doubt about it. They asked the church if they would perform an exorcism. Carl agreed. He said that something dark, heavy, and evil was living inside of him. And this footage was apparently filmed. The footage is real. Now, I did not look it up. I will. But you can see the moment that Carl convulses. You can hear the voices that tear through his throat. Not his voice, but deeper, hollow, screaming about Pearl, about blood, about the devil's jukebox. When it was over, it seemed as if it was successful indeed. Carl was changed. Hollow though. He looked older, like something had been scraped out of him. Bobby kept letting him work at the bar, but he absolutely would never sleep in that apartment again. And he never, ever went back to the basement. Years later, Carl Lawson passed away, but some say that whatever it was that was in him, when it came out, it took his voice and mimicked it. And people say you can hear the voice of Carl that can be heard coming from beneath the floorboards, calling, begging, warning. Because whatever touch Carl didn't leave with him, it stayed at Bob Mackey's Music World. And it's still waiting. Chapter 3, The Well to Hell. If Bobby Mackey's Music World has a heart, it beats beneath the floor in the basement. A stone-lined well filled with concrete and rusted grates lies at the very bottom of the building. I'm going to see if I can find a picture so you can get an idea of it. Workers call it the well. Others call it what they believe it truly is, the gateway to hell. In the late 1800s, channeling blood and animal remains into the Licking River, when the building was still operated as a slaughterhouse, that well served as a grisly purpose indeed. But even after the slaughterhouse shut down, the well remained abandoned, uncovered, forgotten, until it wasn't. Locals whispered about cults gathering in secret beneath the building. One woman claimed that it was on a dark, stormy night. She saw lanterns entering the site where the slaughterhouse was, figures cloaked in black robes. She went closer to the site. The hooded figures were chanting in Latin. A woman's screams echoing up from the mouth of the well. No official reports ever confirmed the rumors, but strange symbols scorched into concrete walls suggested something deep and evil and angry had taken root in the dark. Then came the murder of Pearl Bryan in 1896. Let's go a little deeper into it. So, as I stated, Pearl was just 22 years old, pregnant alone, desperate. She had traveled to Cincinnati to see her lover, a man named Scott Jackson, and the father of her child. He was one of the last to see her alive. He told her that he was not ready to be a father and that she needed to get rid of it. Instead of help, Pearl went to where Scott had told her to go, but she received horror. She was lured across the river, drugged, and people believe captured by a satanic cult who decapitated her near Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Her head was never found. It was probably used in the ritual. Some say that it was thrown into the very well beneath Bob Mackey's Music World, and she has been seen standing near the well, faintly outlined in a green glow, headless. Whether this is truth or legend, what followed was undeniable. A surge in reported hauntings, disembodied voices near the well, the sound of sobbing, screams. Coral Lawson even heard of it, a phantom woman in white wandering the basement steps. In the early 2000s, a team of paranormal investigators conducted a session near the well. Joanne collapsed mid-reading, choking and convulsing. First person, Joanne. I had heard the reports about the haunting at Bob Mackey's Music World. My team knows that I'm a strong psychic. Sometimes I don't mind so much, but the guy that was leading up his team, he asked me to conduct a session near the well. Have to solve that puzzle piece, don't we, TikTok? She later claimed that she had been dragged downward by something invisible and overwhelming. I didn't feel good about going down there and doing a session near that well. I could feel death the moment that we pulled up on the property. It was the worst feeling that I've ever experienced. I don't remember exactly what happened other than I just remember feeling like I was choking. I felt like I was going to pass out, and the next thing I know, the team is gathered around me. They said terrible things. They said that I was convulsing, that I was choking and was holding my throat, and then that I passed out. But the only thing that I remember is the closer that I got to that well, I could feel hands gripping me. My hands, my arms, my face, my hair, my legs, my ankles. They were trying to pull me down into the well. It was something with claws. It was invisible, but it was overwhelming. It was something that wanted to hurt me. It wanted to hear me scream. I think it wanted to unalive me. Coral Lawson was still working as maintenance at the time that this paranormal investigating team came in to Bob Mackey's. He warned them to not go downstairs. He warned them not to go near the well. That's where it feeds, he said. But they didn't listen. There were even rumors that a few workers at Bob Mackey's had been a little tipsy one night after work and secretly tried to unseal the well one night. They were joking that they were going to summon a demon for a laugh. None of them returned to work the next day. Bob Mackey, ever the skeptic, dismissed the tales. I think y'all have had a little too much whiskey. But with the urging of his wife Janet, he agreed to seal the well for good. Grading it, boiling it down, bolting it down, and encasing it in concrete. It didn't matter. If something wanted out, it would come out. A night worker there. I'd only been working there 2 weeks. When products were delivered, they were delivering these boxes, and we would have to take them downstairs and keep them down there. I'd heard stories about that basement and what it was before it was Bob Mackey's. There was something wrong down there, y'all. The air shifted. It was colder and heavier down there with every step that I took. I raced up the stairs one night because I thought I heard scratching coming from inside that well. And one of my co-workers, I don't know, I mean, she left after she saw it, but she said that she saw fingers, long, bony fingers reaching through the cracks of that grate. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that place is no longer just a piece of architecture. That place is a wound. A deep, festering wound that leaks from the past into the present, I'm telling y'all. And sometimes that place screams. Let's take a 5-minute intermission. And when we come back, we will continue the story of Bob Mackey's Music World. Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying it. We'll be back in 5. Likes are high tonight. Good job, everyone. How are you enjoying it so far? Bob Mackey's Music World. Hello there. Hello there, Lord Vader. How are you? Wonderful. I'm so glad that you are enjoying it. It's not over. Ruling the Empire, I know how that is. It is hard work. Let's do a little bit of work and let's get to 200k before I start this story back up. 200k. Can we do it? Oh, yes we can. Tap, 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 tap. Share the live if you would as well. Do I do stories about werewolves? Working on it, Zoe Ann. Stay tuned. No, Lord Vader, I don't believe I have heard that one. That sounds very interesting. I am constantly looking for new story submissions. Edgar, did you take my fan? It was just here. No, it's not. Well, I have no idea. I suppose that he took it again. He is a little thief. Oh, he's around here somewhere. Edgar, did you take my fan, boy? Oh, Edgar. Where are you?
Bran? Bran? Bran?
Yes, Edgar.
Bran?
Yes,
Bran?
Edgar.
Bran?
I'm here.
Can I have a snack?
No, you cannot have a snack. You have been a
Nevermore.
very bad boy.
Nevermore.
Yes, nevermore.
Nevermore.
Nevermore. You shall not
Bran.
have a snack tonight. What?
Bran?
Yes.
Bran?
Yes.
Bran?
Yes.
Bran?
I'm going to change my
Bran?
name.
Bran? Can I have a snack?
No, you may not have a snack.
Bran? Bran? Bran?
Yes, Edgar.
Bran?
Yes.
Bran?
Does anyone want a raven?
Bran?
What?
Bran?
What?
Bran?
Oh my God.
Bran?
Yes.
Can I have a snack?
No, you may not.
Bran?
No, you were chasing the
Bran.
kitty cat around the house today.
Call!
She is
Call.
still under the cabinet.
Nevermore.
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 That's right. Nevermore. I'm going to get
Nevermore.
rid of you and get a parrot.
Nevermore. Nevermore. That's scary. That's scary.
What's scary?
That's scary.
What is scary?
That's scary, Bran.
What is
That's
scary?
scary.
The fact that you're not going to get a snack?
That's scary.
Is it scary?
That's
Really?
scary.
Is it scary?
Blueberries. Blueberries.
Blueberries. This bird has a one-track mind. I've never
Blueberries.
seen anything like it before.
Blueberries. Blueberries.
Blueberries.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, yes, blueberries.
Blueberries.
No one has them.
Nevermore.
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 Nevermore. No.
Nevermore.
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 That's correct.
Can I have a snack?
No, you may not.
Can
You
I have
may
a
not
snack?
have a snack. I'm getting rid
Can I
of
have a
you.
snack?
I'm going to get a parrot.
Can I
They're
have a
more
snack?
well behaved than you are.
Can I have a snack?
No,
Bad bird.
you are a bad bird.
Bad bird.
A very bad one.
Bad bird.
Yes, Jester taught you how to
Bad
be a bad
bird.
bird. Thank you,
Bad
Jester.
bird.
Bad bird.
Bad bird.
Bad bird, yes.
Bad bird.
Bad bird.
Bad bird.
Bad bird, yes.
bird.
Bad bird,
Bad bird.
yes.
Bad bird.
We got it. Yes, you
Bad
are a bad bird.
bird.
It is good that you know that
My
you
name
are
is
a bad.
Edgar. My name is Edgar. My name is Edgar. My name is Edgar. My name is Edgar.
Edgar, we got it.
Hello.
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 Hello, night dwellers. Hello, night dwellers. Hello, night dwellers. Hello, night dwellers. Hello, night dwellers.
He's just trying to suck up to me so he can have a snack. No,
Can I have a snack?
you may not.
Can I have a snack?
No,
Can I have a snack?
no, you got a one-track
Good bird.
mind.
Good bird.
When you're a good bird, we'll
Good
see
bird.
that. For sure.
Good bird. Good bird.
Good bird.
Good bird.
Good bird.
Paul! Paul! That's scary, Bran.
What is
That's
scary?
Bran.
Not having berries?
That's scary, Bran.
All right. All right.
That's scary,
Let's see if
Bran.
anyone has questions
Night
for you.
Queen. Night Queen.
Well, at least you know who I am.
Queen.
I rule you.
Night Queen.
Night
Queen of
Queen.
Shadows.
Oh,
Queen of Shadows.
why I like that.
Queen of Shadows.
Queen of Shadows. I
Queen of
accept that.
Shadows.
Yes, that is
Queen
good.
of Shadows.
Good bird.
Queen of Shadows.
Queen of
Queen of
Shadows.
Shadows.
Yes.
Queen of Shadows.
Queen of
Can I have a
Shadows.
snack?
No, you
Can I
may
have a
not.
snack?
No, you may not.
Blueberries.
It's time
have
for
a
you to go,
snack?
Edgar.
Can I have a snack?
No.
Blueberries.
Oh my God.
Nevermore.
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 Correct.
Bad bird.
You're a bad bird.
Bad bird.
It's time for you to go to bed.
Bad bird.
Go to bed, Edgar.
Bad bird.
Go to bed,
Bad
Edgar.
bird.
Bad bird.
Bad
Bad
bird.
bird. Yes.
Bad bird.
Bad bird.
Queen of shadows.
Queen of shadows. Got it.
Queen
I
of
like it. I'm going to use it.
shadows.
All right. Shut up. The only thing that he said was good was Queen of Shadows. I do like that name. Do you like that, Night Dwellers? All right. Where are we? We're not quite there. 200K. 200K for me to continue this story. He took my fan. I cannot find it anywhere. Let's go. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. While we are waiting to hit 200K, I'm going to go ahead and call out some names here, if it will let me. It's not letting me. There we go. All right. I would like to thank XJ, Lulu, Rose, Mother, Matt Granny, hello darling, Tracy, J-Girl, hello, I've never seen that name before, Ohio Girl, Rise, Angel, Pamela, Brenda, new names, welcome, Spitfire, Wolves Whisper, thank you for the dolphin. I want to swim with dolphins. Christine, Judy, Diana, Amber, Pom Mom, Snooty, hello, Melissa, who's that girl? Curry, hello sir. Erwin, my favorite name, Jim Rocks, Amy, Sweets, Savage Trucker, Jules, Kimberly, a Marine's daughter, Zoe Ann, and Julie. Thank you so much. Where are we? Can we get an update? Hello, Gracie. 200K, we did it. With no help from Edgar, of course. All right, it is time. Let's get back into Bob Mackey's music world. Is there anyone here that had never heard of it? Is this the first time that you're hearing this story? Let me know in the comments. Let's change up the music too. Can you hear it? Are y'all ready over there, Sherry? Treat positive. You're cracking up. Oh, Edgar. Can't live with him, can't live without him. But there will be no berries for him if he doesn't return my fan. Let's begin. So we had a little bit of a break. You probably turned on your lights, got some popcorn, chocolate, perhaps a good beverage. So let's go back into story time. Lower your lights. Light a candle for ambiance. Lock your doors. Pull your curtains nice and tight. Wrap yourself in your warmest blanket to avoid the chills that are about to crawl up your spine. And let's begin. Chapter 4, Carl Lawson's descent goes a little bit further. Before Bob Mackey's music world was infamous, it was just a dusty old bar in Wilder, Kentucky, until Carl Lawson moved in. He unlocked something. Carl wasn't just the maintenance man, you see. He was its keeper, its centennial, and over time, he unfortunately became its most tragic accident and most tragic resident. He was young when he started out, early 20s, tall and lean, with the kind of Appalachian quiet that made people underestimate him. Some people took it that he was handicapped in some way. He wasn't. He was just a quiet, gentle soul. He kept the bar in shape, fixed the plumbing, and helped with the electrical work. But what Carl never told anyone was, at least not for years, was that from the very beginning that he came on the property at Bob Mackey's, he felt that something was watching him from the very beginning. He wasn't hearing the whispers or the shadows, but something was watching him. Not with eyes necessarily, but with awareness. He began losing track of time. And like I said before, there were hours, entire evenings that he couldn't remember. He wasn't the only one, though. Several of the workers who were on the night shift, Bobby required that each one of them close up. There was a girl that had just been hired there. She said that she went down to the basement. There was just a bare-naked bulb hanging from the ceiling. That's so creepy, isn't it? She said the next morning she heard voices upstairs. She woke up. She was on the basement floor. She said that she had scratches across her chest and that dirt was under her nails. She tried to explain it away. Maybe she was more tired than she thought. She had been attending community college. Maybe it was stress. One night, she was there alone. Carl appeared at the bottom of the stairs, with only the whites of his eyes showing. She said that it was the most terrifying thing that she had ever encountered. And when he told her in the creepiest whisper imaginable that something was down there in the basement, she left. She didn't even bother to lock up. She just left. she fled. Janet pleaded with her to come back. She was good. The customers loved her. Sometimes she would sing out loud while she was pouring drinks or bringing them to the table. So she went back for one more night. And this time, she saw a figure behind her in the mirror. There was a mirror that was behind the bar, reflecting all the beer bottles and the wines. Eventually, it wasn't just her that was complaining about it, though. It was others that were working there. And they watched Carl. They watched him go down. First person. Carl was always the quiet type. But he stopped sleeping. His voice dropped. It got lower than it ever used to be. And he used to go around saying that something was living in the walls. I thought he was crazy. He said that it knew who he was, had always known since the moment he stepped foot on the property. He said he knew what had hurt him that time when his back was scratched really bad, and he said he just wanted in. First person, another worker at Bob Mackey's. When I heard that they had contacted a local priest and that they were going to come in and do an exorcism on Carl, man, I didn't know what to think of it. And then those psychic investigators came over there. Apparently, what happened with Carl was one of the most documented possessions in Kentucky history. Did you know that? The psychic team recorded Carl's voice shifting, deepening, mid-sentence. His eyes rolled back in his head, revealing the whites. He muttered Latin phrases he couldn't possibly have known. The only place he had ever lived was right there in Wilder, Kentucky. The priest began reading from a Bible, and there are eyewitnesses' accounts that Carl let out a scream so loud that upstairs the jukebox short-circuited. He was restrained, prayed over, and doused in holy water. And then there was silence. First person, the psychic investigator at the scene. When they were doing the exorcism on Carl, I saw all these shadows surrounding the basement. And I saw him collapse. And when he awoke, he was sobbing like a baby. And I just remember him whispering, "I felt it leave me, but it's still here." Carl said that it was still there. Workers there report that after the night that Carl had that exorcism, he remained visibly shaken. He would not enter the basement alone. And though he stayed on his maintenance for a few more years, those close to him said that he was never the same. He used to have this chuckle. It wasn't like a boisterous laugh. It was just a chuckle. And when he would chuckle, others would chuckle with him because it was so funny to hear it coming from such a big man. But after the exorcism, Carl didn't chuckle anymore. And sometimes they would see him standing in front of the well, not moving, just staring. First person. I'd been a bartender at Bobby's for 2 years. And I knew pretty well, the type of guy that Carl was. I remember it was a few weeks after that exorcism had happened, and I asked him, "What are you thinking about, Carl?" And I just remember he turned around and looked at me. I had actually got him to go down in the basement with me to carry up some boxes of liquor. And I just remember him saying, I was remembering the voice and how it didn't come from the well. Where'd it come from? Y'all have it all wrong. It's not in the well. It's under it. Chapter 5. Carl was not the only one who was haunted there. Long before Bob Mackey ever bought that building, before the bar, before even the slaughterhouse, there was tragedy carved into the very foundation of the land. Among the most enduring and heartbreaking tales is that of Johanna, the woman in the rose perfume. It was in the 1940s, and the place then was a seedy nightclub. Now, Johanna was the daughter of the club's owner at the time, and it was a smoky speakeasy wrapped in jazz and danger. She was a stunningly beautiful woman, from witness accounts, with dark curls that reached to her waist, olive skin, and an unforgettable husky deep voice that could melt the bones of every man in the room. But Johanna didn't want the stage. All that girl wanted was love. Now, her dad paraded her on stage like she was a circus act. Come see my beautiful daughter, hear her sing jazz. She fell hard for a traveling singer who her father hired a few nights at the club. He was an outsider, a man that her father did not approve of. He expected Johanna to marry a good man, a wealthy man. They began to have an affair in secret. Hidden glances, notes passed in wine bottles, or just meeting behind the curtain for a kiss. Long embraces in the narrow backstage hall. Things led to other things, and when Johanna found herself pregnant, she confided in one of the dancers who told her father. The next night, Johanna's lover was found unalived in the dressing room with a belt around his neck. They called it unaliving, that he had did it himself. But Johanna knew better. She confronted her father that night, screaming, sobbing, swearing that she would unalive her own self if he ever touched her again. Oh yes, the father, he wasn't very fatherly, if you catch my drift. He laughed. He knocked her down. He told her she was hysterical. But 2 nights later, Johanna kept her word. She was found in her dressing room by one of the workers, sprawled out on the tile floor with a pool of blood beneath her. She actually poisoned herself with rat poisoning stolen from the kitchen. And yet, she never left. And she left a note for Daddy. I told you what I would do. At least I don't have to be with you anymore. And I don't have to feel your fingers and your hands on my skin. The first who encountered Johanna's ghost was a bartender in the 70s who said that customers were complaining about the bathroom lights flickering off and on, off and on, especially when someone was talking about love or having an affair or something like that. Patrons began claiming that when they would go to the ladies' bathroom, which was where the dressing room had been before back in the 1940s, that they could smell roses very strongly. Johanna's favorite perfume was rose water. One guest, a woman who was celebrating her engagement, walked into the powder room one night and came out ghostly pale. She said a woman in 1940s makeup walked up to her, put her hands around her neck. The lights were flickering off and on, off and on. And she whispered, "Don't trust men, honey. They only want to hurt you." The woman said she whispered it in my ear as clear as day. And she was sobbing because she was so scared, and she said that she could feel her lips move against her skin, against her ear. And also, in years later, going back to Carl Lawson, he himself claimed to have seen Johanna. He described her as beautiful, but with hollow, dark eyes, standing at the top of the basement stairs in a long red dress that was low cut, a slit that was up almost to her waist, that her father forced her to wear every night for the show. She didn't speak, though, to Carl. She just stared at him, watching with very angry eyes, and then started weeping and disappeared. Psychic investigators brought her in the late 1880s, wanted to make contact with Johanna. They had the seance in the dining area. The room turned ice cold. This psychic investigator said that she had felt an overwhelming sadness and betrayal. And another said she heard the name Johanna repeated again and again in her mind in a whisper that would drive someone insane. A psychic investigator ended up crying and left Bob Mackey's. Local legends say that if you enter the restroom alone and whisper, "Johanna, he didn't deserve you," you'll hear weeping immediately. Soft weeping. Or worse, you'll feel her hand on your shoulder, guiding you toward the mirror so you can see her. Several have reported seeing her face. One said that she wasn't beautiful at all, that she was crying and her face was covered in blood. Just behind their reflection. Someone said she had foam at her mouth, spilling out from the rat poison, perhaps. And every so often, a singer will come there and perform on the stage. And they claim when they go back to the area that is the dressing room that they hear a soft, fragile melody, something old, something broken, something that never really died. Chapter 6, The Rituals Beneath the Floorboards. While tourists and drunk patrons stomp above, the real darkness of Bob Mackey's, as I've said, you've heard from others, lies beneath the basement. Cold, damp, and heavy, with an unseen pressure. It was once the central part of the slaughterhouse. But investigators, psychics, and historians alike believe something down there happened that was much darker than just animal blood. They believed that it was rituals that were performed. In the 1800s, the slaughterhouse sat on the outskirts of Wilder, Kentucky, and locals whispered about more than just the stench of blood. Some said that you could smell it for at least a mile away. Iron, rot. Farmers and workers alike talked of strange gatherings when the slaughterhouse was torn down, and it was always near the basement pit. A candlelight flickering through boarded up windows, and chanting that was not in any language that they knew. When the slaughterhouse shut down, the structure fell into complete ruin. And that's when they say that the satanic cults moved in. It was the place that was perfect for them, because death had happened there. Those who had nowhere else to practice, because it was highly looked down on in Wilder, turned to this decaying building where the air already smelled of unaliving and the shadows were long and stretched. It was said that the old well that was once drained, that's where the blood went from the animals, became an altar. And that type of blood wasn't the only blood to mingle in the well. In the 1890s, the area saw a massive surge of missing persons cases. Women, especially, disappeared while visiting Wilder. Only one body was ever found unalived, and it was mutilated ritual symbols carved into the back of the woman that they found, and she was dumped in the Licking River. Locals quietly buried the story, but the disappearances didn't stop. They just got quieter. Children, some men. Paranormal investigators who descended into the basement, they speak of a presence that sits on their chest and hands that go around their throats. EVP recordings down there are the most active of any in the building. Guttural growls, Latin phrases, crying, women, children's voices. One clip from the 1990s records a voice saying, "Please, let me go." In 1991, a team with thermal cameras captured footage of what they described as a horned silhouette standing by the well, unmoving and colder than anything else in the room by at least 20 degrees. When one of the team members approached, she screamed and collapsed. When revived, she said it was the devil. He came up out of the pit. She said she felt like something had climbed into her. They left that basement and that paranormal team never returned. A former bartender named Alicia claimed she heard whispers behind her every time she went in the basement to fetch supplies. Whispers that spoke her name. Alicia. Alicia. Come closer. The creepiest one was she went back down there another night. Her father had just passed 2 weeks prior. She was really putting all of herself into her work as best as she could. Then she heard a voice whispering, but this time it wasn't the voice that had been whispering, it was her father's voice. And that's when she finally quit. She just couldn't do it anymore. To this day, no one knows exactly how many rituals took place in the dark of their basement near the well. How many lives were offered as a sacrifice to that horned beast by the world's gate? How many entities were invited in to that place? But the well remains, and it's never been sealed. There's just a grate across the top of it. There was concrete that was put down. If it is still there, someone please confirm that for us in the notes. In 2004, a team of seasoned paranormal investigators known as Ghostwatch Central requested overnight access to Bob Mackey's music world. Their goal was to document the claims scientifically, if possible. That was their edge. They tried to prove scientifically that it was haunted. And they wanted to settle the growing debate over whether the building's sinister reputation was grounded in fact, or was it just folklore? The team included a thermal imaging technician, an audio specialist, a skeptic, and 2 mediums. 2. So they got the permission from Bob Mackey, and he let them enter the hockey tonk late at night. It was around 12 a.m. Each armed with recorders, EMF detectors, and body cameras. For the first hour, it was silent. There was nothing. There was no footsteps, no shadows, no whispering, no crying, no screaming. It was just silent. Unsettling so. Even the hum of the neon signs were absent because they were turned off. The air was thick and unmoving. When one of the mediums, Diane, stepped near the basement stairs, she froze. There's something here. Where is it? It's right around here. She put her hand up in front of her. Oh. Oh, this is bad. She pulled her hand back quickly. He's there. At the bottom of the steps. He's right there. He's waiting on us. The team descended slowly into the basement. The air grew colder with each step. Inside the basement, the well sat still and open like a black mouth. Flies buzzed near it even though it was winter. The camera picked up faint whispering, unintelligible like static trying to form words. As Diane approached the well, she began to sway. And then she said, "He's still down there." "Who is down there, Diane?" the lead investigator asked. "It's the man. It's the man with the missing jaw. They ripped his jaw. He wants out." Suddenly, the audio specialist screamed. His headset turned to a high-frequency channel blasted with white noise and a deep growling moan. They said that his ears began to bleed, and then he collapsed. At that moment, remember the skeptic that I told you was in the group? His name was Jeremy. He began pacing and muttering to himself in front of the well. "This is just fear. This is psychological, nothing more. There is nothing here. This place is not haunted." But when he turned a corner near the back of the basement, where they kept the boxes of spirits, he screamed loud. Later, they went back to their hotel and were reviewing footage, and they saw what Jeremy had seen. It was just the thermal imaging. On the far wall, there were these bricks cracked outward as if something had actually pushed them from the other side, and just for a frame, only for just the single second, a shadow figure with a gaping mouth pressed its face into the cracked stone. It was as if he was trying to claw his way out. The skeptic Jeremy locking himself in the bathroom. When they found him, he was slumped in the corner. He may have went into Bob Mackey's music world as a skeptic. He didn't leave that way. He was rocking and sobbing and repeating, "He wants me." The team ended the investigation early. That night, Diana reports that she had a vision in her hotel room. She said she saw a bar and that it was empty and that the lights were off, but the well was glowing and something was crawling out of the well. When she awoke, she said that her fingernails were cracked and bloody and sore. She said it felt like she had been clawing her way out of something in her sleep. Crawling out of the well, perhaps? This footage was never released to the public. Only fragments remain of it, but the investigators never returned to Bob Mackey's. The lead investigator said, "This place is no joke. It's dangerous, it's dark, it's evil, and it wants to be left alone. So do what it asks." And Jeremy, he doesn't talk about it. Not at all. Chapter 10. Echoes never die. By 2008, Bob Mackey's music world had become infamous. A destination for thrill seekers, skeptics, believers, and ghost hunters alike. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a very popular paranormal show went in there. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Was it Zach Vagan or was it another paranormal team? Let me know in the comments. Yet the more attention that this place received, the more active the spirits seemed to grow. Reports of encounters were no longer rare, they were constant. It's as if the more time passes, the more activity there actually is. A Nashville radio team once asked Bob Mackey if he would let them hold a Halloween broadcast from inside the club. And they were interviewing patrons and describing the haunted history over the radio. While they were doing that, the power flickered and failed. Backup generators kicked on, but their audio feed went completely static. And then a few of them actually claimed that a voice, not from anyone on the crew, cut through the transmission. And after I've seen like Santa Paranormal, Bubba After Dark, what's the other one? You know, you hear that noise. The voice said it in a long, loud, raspy voice, deep. You're not welcome here. Like, a few of them testified to that. So they shut down the broadcast. The two crew members swore that they saw a figure in a cowboy hat, and he was pacing along the catwalk above the dance floor. No one else was up there. When they went to check the door to the catwalk, it was still padlocked from inside, so there was no way that someone had been able to get up there. The figure vanished. In 2010, a bachelorette party booked a private late-night tour. Apparently the bride-to-be was really into the paranormal, so she wandered away from the group, even though everyone had been strongly cautioned, stay together, stay in a group. She was drawn to the old dressing room that was behind the stage. She said she felt a cold draft, smelled those roses again, and heard distinct female humming. And then she saw her, Johanna. And she said that she was dressed in a red dress that was tight-fitting, long black hair, head tilted, mouth smiling, but no eyes. She said that she was just wrong, that she was empty. This woman reached out to her and touched her, and the bride screamed and ran. The group found her minutes later. She was shaken in the hallway. I want to leave, she said. Even Bob Mackey himself, who once was a major skeptic back in the 1970s when he purchased it, who once dismissed all claims as rumors and actually didn't mind it so much because it was bringing in more revenue, he began to avoid the basement too. He started locking the door tightly after shows. And one evening while he was closing up alone, and this is really what turned him into a believer, he heard piano keys being pressed in the dark. The only thing was, he had had the piano removed years before. He said that he turned, and in the mirror near the bar, he saw a woman standing beside him, and she was crying. He actually took a break from the music world, and he didn't return for days. Locals say that the land Bob Mackie sits on was never meant for the living. Even before the slaughterhouse, the land did not want anything on it. The slaughterhouse just tainted it even more. And the seances that were held there down through the decades cursed it even more. The portal in the basement opened it, and now the dead come and go as they please from Hell's Gate. The well is still there. The basement is still cold, and the voices, they never truly go silent. And if you visit on a night when the jukebox plays on its own, or when the stage lights flicker without power, or when a rose appears where none should be, well, then you'll know. Some places sing their sorrow through time, and Bob Mackey's, it's never stopped singing. Not for the living, not for the dead, not ever. Have you been to Bob Mackey's? Share your experiences in the comments with us if you would. Is the well still there? Let me see if I can find a picture. Maybe they have it there. So this is how it actually looks inside now. I'm trying to see. Apparently there where the stage is, there is a catwalk, like somewhere up here, right there. Can't get a real clear picture there. Hopefully you saw it. I'm trying to see. Here it is at night with all the visitors gone. So has it expanded recently? I guess that's my question. It doesn't want to show up on YouTube real well. I was looking for. Here is some paranormal investigators that were down there in the basement. And you can see in the photo that they look pretty shaken up. That one guy looks like, why in all of heck am I here? Oh, here we go. Is that it? Here it is. So it looks like the cement has been, like it's still around it, but it almost looks to me like it's still open or something. I don't know. So Here's a picture of Milwaukee Ghost Stories that was there to investigate it. And you can see they're there at night. And then oh, hold up. Supposedly, this is the portal to hell. It's really not that big, is it? So, I firmly believe that nothing was meant to reside there. You hear so much of that, you know, the land. It was the land that was cursed. I was looking for a picture of you can find videos of it on YouTube. I don't know what that's supposed to be. So, what do you think? Do you believe that it is haunted? Do you believe that spirits reside there? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. So is it completely torn down now? Oh, really, Pom-Pom? Interesting. Oh, wow. So did they close up the well? Is that closed up too? Because it looked to me like there was some, it looked to me like there was some, oh, really? Okay. Hey, Ray Bab, how are you? You're not sure where Bob went? It will be ready in 2026. Are they going to build it right there where the other one was? That's crazy. It burned down? Oh, did it? Siamese? Oh, they tore it down about a year or so ago. 300K. Wonderful job, everyone. Same location. Wow. I don't know if I do that. What do you think? Do you think that's a wise decision? Well, that is crazy indeed. Strange, for sure. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I don't think it's a good idea at all. They tore it down in December of this past year. Yeah, Martha, I'm the same way. I think that Bob died. When? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Martha. I want to fly through that window. It looks so nice. If you're not a subscriber here, consider it. What are some of the perks? Well, you get the Grown stickers. You get the special. I'm doing a Sunday Night Live for. It's supposed to be for subscribers only, but I'm going to put it on subscriber chat only so that we can have the creepy music with the stories. But that will be Sunday night at 8 p.m. I am also going to do a meet and greet Friday night from 7 to 8. I will still have story time, but I just want to hang out and get to know my newest night dwellers and just have a high old time. Going on vacation. Nice, Ray-Bad. Also, be on the lookout for merch. I have got to go over it with my advisor. She knows who she is. And we're just going to make sure that everything looks good. And then we'll start rolling it out. The nightshirt is incredibly cute. Thank you, Ray-Bad. So I want it to be perfect. It's going to have to be perfect before I roll it out. I did see the tote bag, and I will show you probably Friday night some of the other things that I have. I'm a big bag girl. I love big bags. The tote is, I guess you would call it a normal size, but I personally would like one big one. No, you're not, Ray-Bad. You're going on vacation to Blackstone Manor. Good night, Martha. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Mitchell. Or hail. Oh, oh my goodness. But I just want to thank everyone for being patient with that. Also, I'm working on a few things behind the scenes, and then I'm going to be selling autographed copies of The Haunting of Hastings House. Hey, Hoppers Happenings! How are you? If you have a story submission that you want me to read, so please submit it in the comments, and then it will be placed in story submissions in Discord. Do you like hanging out with night dwellers here? Well, there is a Discord channel where you can go in and just chat away. And Edgar is not in there, so you'll be able to think and process what you want to say. Yes, please. Discord is free. Also, if you are new here and maybe you joined tonight or what have you, consider also following me on YouTube. Become a subscriber there. It's free. So the Night Watchers will certainly be posting that as well. Thank you for pinning. Tonya, they just posted it at the top with the link. Thank you. Thank you, Mitchell Bennett. I love Emerald. It's so pretty. Thank you. Raybab, I am in such a tight spot now. The other night, I just kind of stood back a little bit. Let me see if I can do that. I have plans of moving to a different space, but let me see what I can do. You might be able to see it. Hold on just 1 second. It is long, it is flowy, it is a ball gown. I don't know if you're able to see it or not. I love this one, the skirt. Well, you know what? It's a pretty good view. So it's black and it's organza, and I think my favorite part of it is probably the waist. It is a, what is it? Corset. It's a corset style, and you can see the skin through it in a very appealing way. And then this is the back. That is the back, and it has, it's corseted, so, and it's black, which I absolutely love. So, yeah, you were able to see it. This is a good point. This is a good place to show it off, for sure. Were you all able to see it? Yeah, I love this one. Miss Monica. Oh, really? Perhaps it is. Who knows? So, well, good. You'll be able to see the gowns then. And I actually have a little bit of room and I'm able to stand back from it. Love it. Good. Oh, you finished it, Dawn? The Haunting of Hastings? I'm going to be contacting a publisher about The Haunting of Keller Estates. So we'll just hang tight. What did you think of the spirit that was haunting Hastings? Dawn. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. If you're just coming in, the live is about to end, but we will be back tomorrow night with Fiction Thursday. And right now, we might go back to my newest book that I'm writing right now, Cherry Hill. We are really just getting into that. Oh, absolutely, Shirley. Absolutely. We'll have all sizes available. No, we'll have it for everyone. Right, X. So, I don't know. I might, because I am working on Cherry Hill right now. I'm also working on Crimson Queen. And I am just writing away. Good night, sweets. So good to have you here as a night dweller. I want to thank you all. I've noticed a big difference in your how you're responding to content. Keep those comments coming. Those emojis look like bots to TikTok. So please just write something. I don't care if you write tweedledee, twiddledoo. I love watching you. I don't know, whatever. But, you know, just put that in there and I will comment back. I am trying to work my devil best on commenting back. I'm so glad, Miss Monica. That makes me happy. Yeah, so she just said that it'll be up to 3x. And so if you like what you heard tonight, consider the following. And never miss another Twisted Tales live. I tell all sorts of scary stories, paranormal, a good ghost story, urban legend, folklore, Appalachian horror, true crime, serial unalivers, fiction, you name it, we cover it. Thank you for liking the live. So tomorrow night will be fiction night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and it'll be something good. I can promise you that. Can't wait, Kimmy. Good. Glad to hear it. Well. We all know what time it is now, don't we? I have also set a new goal. It looks really good if you are able to complete a goal on TikTok. To be really honest with you, I feel like one story is sufficient. I would rather put everything into that one story and make it a deeply immersive experience for you, as opposed to just rushing through it and not really fully covering the story. Now, there will be some times when I do two stories, like, but a lot of the feedback I get is that, the two stories are all fine and good, but with that one, like last night, the story of Holly Bobo, I went very deeply detailed in that. I want to bring you every part of that story. I don't want there to be any question in your mind about it. I want it to be thoroughly researched so you feel like you are getting the full story. Why, thank you, Lord Vader. I believe it is, XJ. I believe it is. And that's why it is so important to tap the screen. I saw those taps, those hearts, those likes, and people were just coming in. The other thing I want to leave you with is please share this. The way that we're going to grow and the way we're going to become a scary story community worldwide is by word of mouth. Oh, y'all, I saw something the other night that I just absolutely love. Hey, do you like scary stories? And then bring them on over. Invite them in. Tell them, you know what, if you go in there, I will say hi to you. I will call you out. And one of the things that I try my best to do is to say hello to just about everyone that I see. If I don't, then please call it out, because I do not want you to come in here and feel that you were ignored, that you were not part of the Night Dwellers ever. I want you to feel that you are. I am so glad to hear that, Lord Vader. So glad. I only want to bring you high quality content and the most deliciously scary stories. Just thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Oh, the Emperor summons me, does he? No one summons the Queen. What was it that I called me tonight? Oh, yes, the Queen of Shadows. Good night, Shirley. I will be back tomorrow night, Siamese. Set an alarm. Well, it's about time to retire for the night, is it not? When whispers lace the midnight air, and unseen hands disturb your prayer, when floorboards groan beneath your feet, and secrets stir where shadows meet, when clocks tick back and candles die, and something ancient walks nearby. When sleep becomes a gilded tomb, and breath grows still inside your room. When walls begin to softly weep, and dreams no longer dare to sleep. When all you love begins to flee, and only fear stays close to thee. That's when I come, so silent, to wrap you in eternity. And in the hush where hope won't be, in the darkest corridors of your nightmares, you belong. Pleasant dreams.